Hey, I'm Elektron, and this is how to make EDM pianos like the pros. Alright, now the first step in creating those huge piano sounds that we hear in EDM a lot of the time is first, obviously, to find a piano preset. Now, Logic has its own piano presets, like right here. If we go to piano here, and click on the Yamaha Grand Piano, and that is obviously one option for these big piano sounds, but I like to go the third-party route to get a little bit more of a premium sound and a little bit more of a versatile sound as far as how hard you can push the pianos. Of course, Logic's pianos, you can push them somewhat hard and make them somewhat big, but you'll never get that huge sound that you will out of a premium preset, kind of like the Native Instruments Kontakt 5. And that's the preset that I'm going to use today, or the plugin that I'm going to use today, Native Instruments Kontakt 5, and I'm going to go with the Giant. Now, the reason I'm using this one over Logic's piano, I will explain again in a minute when I get this melody out, when I show you how hard we can really push these pianos and how strong we can push them. And then I will compare them to Logic's just so we're all on the same page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down a nice EDM uplifting melody. We have to make these sound like an electronic, euphoric set of pianos here. We have a lot to do here. So the first thing we have to do is get these pianos hitting at full velocity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select them all like that, and then see this velocity here? Or if you don't see velocity, you can click that, and this should pop up right here, this little slider here. Let's ignore down here where it says note velocity, because we don't need that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this velocity slider all the way up, and we're going to turn them a nice deep red like that. Now let's play it and see what happens. Whoops, that was way too loud. Pretty awesome, right? I think it's pretty awesome. So if you notice now, every note is hitting as hard as it could possibly hit. But let me show you something else. The versatility of a third-party plugin like Giant, we also have tools like this right here, this little module up here, which will allow us to push these notes even harder. Watch what happens. It has the XXL thing here. I don't really know what it means, but when you click it, the notes get a little bit more strong and a little bit more intense. Now, if I pull these and put them up here to the Yamaha piano, let's see what these sound like. They sound pretty cool, but again, in comparison to these third-party plugins, there's a different sound there. Now, I'm not saying this sound is any worse or better. Obviously, that's a preference thing, but I would always choose to go with the third-party plugin to generate these piano sounds. So let's go in and add some reverb to these pianos, and of course, we're gonna have to make these sidechain. So let's go into reverb here, Space Designer. I'm going to grab a large space, obviously, because we want some big room emulation. And we're going to go to big chamber and see what this sounds like. Oh, that sounds so awesome. Before we go any farther, I want to throw a little bit of a compressor on here. Not too much, but just a little bit, because every time you have a pluck like this, you want to even out the entire note. Let's go here. And finally, I want to throw a little bit of a sidechain on here. I'm going to use Nicky Romero's Kickstart because I think it would be the best option in this situation. Nice. So let's hear these pianos in action. Alright, there you go, guys. I'm Alex Rome, and of course, follow my new Instagram at AlexRomeSound. Leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesomeness.